I remember. Okay. Welcome, you guys. We have missed you guys so much. We kind of took a little break last week, and then the week before, a lot of us were at leaders. And so we are so excited to be back on Wellness Wednesday. Y'all, we have such a sweet time for you guys tonight. I have some really sweet friends. I do not use that adjective lightly. They are sweet, they are kind, and they are my superheroes. And let me tell you why. Because they are moms to big families. I can barely mother my two. And they are homeschooling moms, and they are fantastic. And everybody's still alive at the end of the day. So that's going to be worth something. So we're going to hear from three fantastic homeschooling large family mamas. And so we are excited to hear from them. They're going to share their knowledge and some great tips for how, these last 2 years, if they've taught us anything, how much we appreciate teachers, because when our kids were at home, and I am not a teacher, and we had to try to instill some knowledge into our kiddos, it was very challenging for a lot of us. And so these moms are still able to do all that, raise beautiful, healthy, God-fearing kiddos, and be at home and still create a wonderful home and be wonderful wives to their awesome husbands. And so that is no easy feat. So I want to know how they do this, and they're going to share their tips with you. So listen up, maybe get a pen and piece of paper, and take down some notes. And so first we're going to talk to Elizabeth. She's going to tell y'all a little bit about her, and then share her story. So go ahead, Miss Elizabeth.
Let me unmute myself. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Weeks. I am a mama of four. I have ages 12 down to 6. And basically, just a quick little bit about my testimony is I started these supplements when I was 38 years old, 12 weeks pregnant with my fourth. I didn't feel good. I was exhausted. I'm a nurse by trade. And so I really wasn't a big fan of supplements. I didn't think that they worked. Otherwise, I would have heard about them in nursing school. But I was 12 weeks pregnant, and my friend from my Sweet Mops group just introduced them to me. And I looked up the ingredients while I was on the phone with her, and I decided just to try them while I was pregnant. And I took in my OB. She said it was fine. And I started with the triplex, which is the pink drink, BioCleanse, and ProBio 5. And after 21 days, I like to joke to people that someone took my 38-year-old body and gave me back my 21-year-old body. I quit craving sugar. I started having more energy. It was the best pregnancy I had out of all 4 of my pregnancies, and I was the oldest. And so I just really, truly knew that the Lord gave me the right tools at the right time, because as a homeschooling mama, I'm on my 7th year of homeschooling. If you don't feel your absolute best, and I will say this for the last 2 years, for everyone who's gotten sick with COVID and all the other things, if you don't have your health, it is impossible to do all the things that the Lord wants you to do. And energy, sleep, all the things, my immune system, my gut health, just everything, just the array of things that I need to make sure that I'm keeping track of and just staying on top of those, I then can be the best mama that I need to be, which is, from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. every day. And the products also changed my husband's life. He has a very stressful job, and he would lose sleep. And I swear he lost hair at the same time. But I put him on all the products. He didn't even ask me what they were. He said he would try anything. And he started sleeping through the night. He got his hair back. And lots of great things happen. And so I just feel like it's just an opportunity, number one, for me to make an income from home. Number two, this company is so family oriented that no matter what, I feel like it's a family business. And I always tell my kids that, I tell everyone that my kids are just part of it. And it's something that anyone can do. You just have to do it from your phone. And it's just simple, and it's beautiful, and it's just the best blessing that I could have ever asked for 6 years ago when I started. Was that 5 minutes or less?
That was less. I have a question.
Yes.
So when you were as an RN, because I'm an RN, so we have that thing. So as an RN, did you ever see yourself as being a stay-at-home mom and still being able to make more as a stay-at-home mom than you did as an RN? Did you ever see that in your future?
Oh, heavens, no. I just assumed that I would just be a stay-at-home mom, and I would like sell some bread or something on the side. But no, I didn't know that you could actually, actually have a business and an income that contributes to our family. And I love it. Like I said, it's a family business. I don't feel as if I'm taking away from my kids because they will literally pass out pink drinks. They'll talk to people and they also feel really good. They're on, the kids line and they don't get sick. They do not get sick. And so I just feel like our whole family is a walking testimony of gut health and working on the inside instead of prescribing. So we always say prevention before prescription.
I love that. And that's not something that I would have said, gosh, that's been 7 years now. Oh my goodness, it's been 7 years. That's not something I would have said 7 years ago. That's maybe in the last 2 years, I've really learned more about my immune health and about what we have been empowered with natural supplements. So it's been an eye opener for me these last couple of years as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing your story. And if y'all don't know Elizabeth Weeks, if y'all don't follow her, go follow her. All of these girls, I'm going to tell you their last names and all of them, but you need to go follow Elizabeth. She is a fun girl and loves to travel and has some cute, talented kids. So, thank you, girl.
Love you.
Love you. Okay, so next up is Andrea. Now, Andrea, I'm gonna let her tell you all her fun stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and spill the beans. She has 7 boys, and I just saying that it makes me sweat just a little bit. But y'all, she does it with grace and style and just a humbleness that just draws you into her. So, Andrea, tell us a little about you and share your health and biz testimony with us and how you do it all.
Well, I'm going to try to keep this short. I will say Elizabeth just nailed so many things on the head. So yay. I just agree with everything that she shared. I was going to share some of the stuff that she said actually, but so I'm Andrea. I am from the Dallas, Texas area, and I've been with Plexus now for 6 years. I started as a 43-year-old mama to a newborn. Well, he was 3 months old at the time. So like you said, I have 7 boys. I also have an RN background. But I would say I'm more of a crunchy RN is what I call myself, because I had like 5 of my babies at home. And so I always try to do things more naturally. And so that was actually why I came to Plexus, because I knew that I had an issue called the MTHFR mutation. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. And so I knew I needed a methylated multivitamin. I knew I needed gut health. Then that was just from my own research outside of Plexus. I, was exhausted. I was having postpartum depression. I wasn't diagnosed officially, but I had 6 babies before this, and I'd had postpartum blues, but never the way I was feeling this time around. So like I said, I was like 43, 7th baby. I had insomnia really bad this time around. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't take a nap. But yet every morning I woke up ready to go back to sleep. And that was how I felt every single day. And so, yeah. And so looking for a methylated vitamin, looking for gut health. And I fell upon, oh my goodness, like Plexus has these things that I need in the triplex, in the X Factor multivitamin, and then the Mega X Omega. And so I just went ahead and started on those things when I was ready. And I will tell you, I've researched the ingredients for about 3 months. And it was the science behind the ingredients is what kept me captivated, because I love to like understand and break things down. But it was really the stories of the other women similar to me that actually convinced me to try it. I thought, what have I got to lose? Give it 90 days. And maybe in the worst case scenarios, it won't help. And then maybe we could, maybe go see like a naturopath, and I was thinking, that's easily $500 just going to a naturopath, getting supplements on the first visit. And I knew that because I've seen a naturopath before and got supplements. So all that to say, I felt like it was really a low risk for me. And my husband was like, yeah, we need to get you something, because you can't wake up every day ready to go back to sleep and homeschool and have a baby that's nursing on you all night long. And that's, it's hard to explain, But, so when I started, my oldest was, I've homeschooled this whole time. So I've homeschooled since 2005. And at the time, my oldest, I think, was like 11 or 12. And my youngest was 3 months old. So here I am today. I have a 21-year-old down to a 6-year-old. So they've grown up now, with Plexus also. And really within like about a month, I started to see those little subtle changes that were significant enough to get my attention. Like I didn't have to take a nap. That was huge. I mean, I would pay $150 a month if I didn't have to take a nap every day. Even if that was the only thing that it helped me with, I would have stuck with it. But then I kept seeing changes in my allergies, reflux gone, GI issues I've had my whole life gone, energy. I also have an autoimmune issue called Hashimoto's. My symptom, any of the symptoms I had back then, at the time I didn't know I had Hashimoto's. I had like a mystery autoimmune issue going on. I had some blood work done, but I had achy joints, daily headaches. All those things went away. Not overnight, but over the course of like a month to 3 months, I started to see all these things change. And that's when I was like, whoa, this stuff works. And so my kids, not only got their mom back, but now, a thriving business that they get to be a part of, like Elizabeth shared. And now, I mean, I don't say this to brag. I say this as a testament to gut health and pursuing wellness from the inside out. But now at 40, I'm almost 50 now. So at 49, my husband and I now get up at 4 a.m. and go and work out every morning at Camp Gladiator, which I would have never thought I would have done back when I was even in my 30s, to be honest. But, we've been working out now for, I guess, almost 3 years consistently too. So that's a testament to what you don't have to get worse as you get older. You actually can take charge of your health. And it's been pretty amazing. I'm very thankful the Lord brought me to Plexus.
Yeah, I'm impressed whenever I see your timestamps, on your stories about what time y'all get up. And that in itself is amazing, because you're right. So many of my patients will say, oh, I'm just getting older and I get up and I hurt and I just want to know, what body part's going to ache today. And I guess that's just part of it. And I get so sad, to say, for them to say that they just assume something's going to hurt every day, and that, it's as good as it gets at 40. And I'm like, well, I'm 45 and I just went on this big hike yesterday with my kids. And anyway, it was pretty intense for mama, but I was thinking, I'm 45, I'm able to still do it and keep up with them. And so I don't want to succumb to my age, so I feel like you, and I'm really proud of you. Quick question about the biz. So do you do time blocks, or do you tell your kids who are your shareholders, mommy's got to work from this time to this time? Does it vary? How do you work that into homeschool?
Yes. Well, I mean, I will say, I've always told people this, like, I felt like I had been homeschooling for so long. I used to own this book called Managers of Their Homes, if anybody knows what that's called. And I actually have been time blocking all these years with my kids, because I was usually homeschooling 5 kids at once. So I had them all in time blocks and what I did with them. So I was actually used to time blocking. So what I did was this isn't for everybody, but I got up earlier and time blocked in the morning. And then I would, like, nap time, I would time block. And then in the evening, if I needed to work a little bit, when my husband got home, I'd have like a 30-minute block waiting in case I needed it. So yeah, time blocking. It's the way to go.
And, so many people that work from home, they don't think that that's necessary. And then what happens is they don't schedule time with themselves for their business. Something else kind of creeps in. So I see that it's very important, even though my kids are at school during the day, and like right now it's spring break, but they're at school during the day. And so it's easy for me to say, oh, I can do it, as long as I do it before I have to leave, at 2:40, it'll be fine. But if I find that if I don't take that time and put on my calendar, work from here to here, have a Zoom call from here to here, I'll just let time slip away. And I'll because if you think you always have time to do it, there's a country song, you always have time to do whatever until you don't. And the time just slips away, and then you don't have that opportunity. So thank you. And y'all go follow Andrea. Her last name is Studt. I don't know if y'all can see it in that little tiny block. Elizabeth didn't have her last name on there, but and Andrea is all things IF. She is great at just a wealth of knowledge about intermittent fasting. And I know you said you're not an expert, but you have a lot of great tips. So if y'all are interested in intermittent fasting, go watch Andrea. And she is just a sight to behold. She's just a warrior with what she's able to do in fasting and exercising so early. So I salute you or whatever. So thank you for sharing, Andrea. We appreciate you. All right. So last and certainly not least, Miss Beck is up. Okay, y'all. Beck Murray, Muray. Go follow her. She's hilarious on the reels now. Now I know she looks, just so beautiful with her corn silk shiny hair, and she looks like Rapunzel. And y'all, she can do some hair. You need to go follow her because and you may have to correct me, Beck, but you do wedding hair and like special events hair, all types. Okay, but she lives in Missouri, so you have to drive to Missouri to go do it. But it's amazing what she can do with some hair. I mean, this is the best I can do, y'all. Stick it in a Pippi Longstocking braid. But that's the best I can do. That's I'm gonna show up and Mom will do it. Beck, she, and just in case she doesn't mention it, she is married to a former police officer. And so I want to make sure that you talk about being able to bring him home and what he's doing now because of your business. And then let's talk about those cute kiddos. Oh, she's got some cute kiddos, man. So Beck, take it away.
Of course, I'm not unmuted until now. Sorry, I'm here. But yeah, y'all don't really want to hear from me anyways. Everything Lisa said was great. Let's just call it bye. No, I'm joking. Okay. So really, I absolutely love homeschooling my kiddos. It has been a blessing. I actually started because my husband was a police officer and we sent our sweet oldest son to kindergarten. We're like, okay, this is what we do as parents, right? You like raise them up. You're like, you get them off the boob at 1 year old, you put them on the cow's milk, all stuff I don't do anymore, but this is all like new parent stuff. And I was like, okay. And then we go to kindergarten and when he's 5, that's what we do. We take him to kindergarten and there we walk into the parent night and there is a man that my husband has arrested as one of the dads in the class. So that was just super awkward. So we were like, okay, peace. I think we're going to homeschool. This is cool. And so we decided because it was super awkward and there was other people that he had run-ins with because that's just that we lived in the city that he worked. So it made it awkward. Anyways, here we are homeschooling. So we homeschooled and then we're adventurers. That's what we do. We just like adventure. So we moved to Missouri whenever the boys were, gosh, I guess Clayton was 7 or 8. Yeah, he was 8. And anyways, or 7. We moved here. And we decided that we were going to put him back in public school. And it was right for the time. So I like to call myself a flip-flopper. Not like what you wear on your feet, but I just flip-flop education all the time. And what works for our family works. And I just feel like there's God's grace all over that. So even if you're on here tonight and you do not homeschool, it is absolutely okay. You don't have to be crazy like us. You can choose whatever works for your family. But for us at the time, we put him into school and I was just trying to survive because like the other ladies mentioned, I was exhausted all the time. We had renovated a house for us to live in. So that was a big deal. And when all of that is happening, then I have my 4th baby. And I am, like Andrea mentioned, like wake up only to fall asleep. I was so dead to the world. My little boys learned how to cook eggs at an age that they probably shouldn't have. And I always joke about this, but my kids probably could have survived for weeks after I was missing, like dead laying, because they knew how to take care of themselves until the food runs out. And then they've been like, okay, something's wrong here. Right. And, but they knew how to take care of themselves because I was so sick. I was so tired all the time, exhausted until my friend shared with me about, I brought it because it's just that special to me. I don't leave without it. My lovely pink drink. And that pink drink absolutely changed my life. Now, speed up. That pink drink changed my life so much because I knew other families that had been suffering in the same way that I had other kids that had been suffering. This bio cleanse was a game changer for our son. And this is really what brought me to Plexus before anything else was this, because our son was so sick and hospitalized 4 times in 1 year because he had chronic constipation. Doctors wanted to say that he had CVS, which is cyclical vomiting syndrome or something like that. And I was like, I don't want any fancy names listed on this. I want to know the reason why. Like, I want to get to the bottom of what is causing this. And come to find out, this thing made a huge difference. So much so, speed up, that I was able to help other families that were suffering from the same thing, that had doctors telling their kids to be put on Miralax, which if I can tell you anything, follow my page, Freed Mommy. I will tell you, do not use Miralax for your children. It is not approved for pediatrics. Doctors shouldn't be prescribing it, and I will die shouting about that. Anyways, all that to say, my husband, because of being vocal about it and being able to help other families, he was able to come home and not be a police officer anymore, which is another huge answer to prayer, because I'd been praying for so long for the Lord to relieve him from that duty. Even though we love our police officers and we support them, and we still have so many friends that are in the field, we just knew that it wasn't right for our family. When he came home, that is whenever we decided that we were going to buy a bus. And we plastered Plexus on the side of it, and we toured the US for a year and started homeschooling again. And here we are. And that was in 2016. And so we've just kind of continued to be, that family that kind of flip flops back and forth how we need. But right now we are homeschooling. I couldn't be more thankful for it. It is allowing my boys now to work in my husband's business, because after he retired from police work, he took 3 years off, and Plexus was able to sustain us for that time, which was a huge blessing. And then now they are working in his business, which is Murray and Sons Outdoors. And they're doing all things fun. The boys are learning how to be entrepreneurs. They're learning how to work a business, grow up in a business. And I'm super thankful for that. So I have something to say too about Andrea doing if, Elizabeth does if, and I think that it might be a huge answer to prayer for people who are homeschooling their kids, because you don't have to think about food like during the day so much. And I use cinnamon. I brought that too, because if you needed any tips, cinnamon in your black coffee kind of gives it a little pizzazz, and it doesn't take you off of your stuff. And then this pink Himalayan salt. Whenever I'm feeling hungry, I just get a little bit of that, and I just kind of like suck on it. It's weird, but it helps with like my minerals. It helps me not have headaches, even though like this is a game changer for headaches in the morning as well, if you're an iffer. But I just wanted to share those 2 little tidbits, because it might be helpful for you, moms.
That's awesome. I've heard a lot about the pink Himalayan. I need to look more into that. It makes sense though, for sure. Andrea's going to have to school me on that more, because y'all, she fasts like 20 hours at a time. So I might have been dead. I don't know. But Beck, I love that, because so many people and men, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I think men especially need to have a purpose in what they do. So I think moms were a little more comfortable saying, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm a homeschooling mom. But men need to have some kind of a title as far as a description of what they do. I'm a police officer. I'm a business owner. Do you know what I mean? And so I love that he was able to start his own business, include the boys in it, and be able to do something that he's passionate about, because I would think that he would be more fulfilled in that role. And so I love that was possible. I love that y'all toured in that. It was a Plexus, it had plastered Plexus on it, wasn't it? That you're able to tour and do that. I mean, those are some memories that you just can't get back, and once the time's gone, it's gone. As my son is preparing to graduate high school, I'm fine, y'all. It's just fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. So I love that. I love that we have these options to be able to, like you said, Beck, even if you're not homeschooling now, I know the last 2 years, a lot of people decided to start homeschooling, and they just didn't think they would be able to keep up with it. They didn't think that they would be successful at it. And they knew they couldn't go to a 9-to-5 job. So there was a lot of stress in a lot of homes over the last couple of years. And so I love this option of being able to do what we love to help people. You can homeschool your kids if you want. You can homeschool half your kids, you know, whatever they need, like you said. And I love that this is a great option, and that when you feel better, you're going to be better. And we all know we need to be at the top of our game with our families, much less homeschooling them successfully. You know, I think about homeschooling my kids. I'm like, would I be successful? I don't know. Would they know their ABCs? Like, I don't know. I would definitely have to pray for the Lord's grace and guidance in that if he ever led me in that direction. So I love hearing y'all's stories. I just adore each of y'all, and thank y'all so much. I love that y'all are showing others that it can be done, and it can be done well. And it can be done with the Lord's guidance as well. So I love all of y'all. Thank everybody for coming in. I adore you, Andrea. Thank y'all for coming in for another Wellness Wednesday. I want to reverse those. Wednesday Wellness, I don't know why. Wellness Wednesday. And we are so excited to be able to connect with you guys. For those of y'all that are watching live, please share your comments, your thoughts, your questions. And let us know what you thought about tonight's call, and let us know how we can help you move forward. We will see you again, same time, same bat channel for another Wellness Wednesday next week. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.